Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Skyrim Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Necromancer Lair mod, which was originally made for regular old Skyrim by user Dude in Mask. It's now been ported over to Special Edition by Magus80. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a wonderful new player home that's geared more towards a Necromancer RP build character, and I rather quite enjoy it, as it is a pretty awesome place on top of a mountain, as you can see here, where we do have the Necromancer's Lair, which is located just to the north of Sleeping Tree Camp on what was previously just an empty mountain with nothing else on it. And I do like the addition here. As you can see, it's just some cool old Nordic ruins that have been taken over by a group of necromancers that you can join up with. Now let's quickly take a look at the map to see exactly where we are. And you can see here the Necromancer's Lair just to the southeast of Swindler's Den and to the north of Sleeping Tree Camp. It's quite a nice, sort of imposing position with a lot of interesting things around the place, which I very much enjoy. Besides just the cool-looking Nordic ruins, there's actually a little bit of lore to go along with this place. If we actually look over in the corner here, there's a dead Imperial mage with a note next to him that's basically inviting him to this place, which officially goes by the name Sindor, I guess. And yes, it's inviting him to join the Necromancers here. It's quite cool. Now, along with that, we could just go straight into the home itself, which is that door there. But if we go around the side to these stairs, we have a fun little altar with another note, just giving a little bit more background here for what's going on. And if we actually do go up into this tower, there's one more just small, interesting bit of lore, which I think is my favorite. It's like a little, in memoriam to one of the Necromancer's favorite skeletons called Bill. And that... well, that's just wonderful. I love it. I love it. It's just funny and great. And who wouldn't miss Bill? He sounded like he was a great skeleton. He liked cheese, after all. How a skeleton enjoys cheese, I don't know. Now, besides that, we do also have a few guards to the exterior of the building. You can see we've got a skeletal archer on the watch there, as well as two corpse fetchers that are just kind of, you know, lounging about outside the front of the building. Now, if we go into a Sindor proper here, we'll be entering into a large catacomb area where, of course, we come into the main entrance hall, which will lead into an interesting sort of four-way intersection of catacombs. And if you head on over to the right-hand side, you'll find a weird little kitchen area with a repurposed sarcophagus for a stove, as well as a captured and somewhat annoyed corpse fetcher who occasionally throws spells around the place. It's interesting. Now, if you go from that intersection to the left-hand side, on the other hand, you come into this massive hall full of corpses for you as a necromancer to rise from the dead. And that is wonderful. Plus, there's a few spells in there we'll take a look at here in a moment. Now, instead of going left or right, you just go straight on from that intersection. We go to a back area where there is a vendor for all your necromantic needs. Very simple little room there, but hey, who doesn't love having a shop in your home? And finally, in that back area is also the bedroom, which is, suitably creepy looking, and, well, offers you things like enchanting and alchemy stations there for you to use, as well as a bed and some storage, so some good times. Let's take a bit closer of a look at things here. Now, I just came in from our little entrance, and running down the catacombs where, you know, some of the alcoves are filled with various skeletons, etc. Let's head from this creepy-looking spire on over to the right-hand side, just to take a bit closer of a look at, yeah, further to the right is where we have the cage with the enraged corpse fetcher just casting spells trying to escape, but they can't because, well, they're behind this iron grate, which is probably for the best. They really seem angry back there. I mean, wouldn't you if you were just trapped in a catacomb, imprisoned? And then, of course, off to the side here, we have the little kitchen area. Not actually of any real use besides a few bits and bobs you can loot, as well as an ode to the Tundra Strider's book there. But overall, we just, you know, got some good, useful stuff for, purely aesthetics. Purely aesthetics. Well, I mean, some ingredients here you can harvest, but beyond that, really not much. Now, on to the other side, to the left of the creepy spire, is where we start heading over towards that main hall, which is just magnificent. You've got the gigantic dragon skeleton up there. You've got a load of corpses on the table for you to use, as well as 2 free potential companions. We've got the Bone Cloak here, who we can ask to follow us. And we also, if I jump over to this side by the other corpses, we have this Night Arrow here, who we can also ask to join us on our adventures.
Be careful out there.
Now, there are also some additional skeletons, as well as that Lich guy over here, which you can't really technically get to, but it's pretty easy if you just jump over the gap. There's really nothing of value here. We can't interact with them, but it is cool that they are here. There is a book of the Fetchers and a door that goes to absolutely nowhere. But, you know, again, it's more here for the aesthetics. Now, what is quite cool and interesting in this room, if we jump back over to this area, is on this table, there are actually 2 spells for you to grab. There's 3 books, but 2 of them are the same. The Conjure Corpse Fetcher, you've got 2 of those books, but also a Conjure Dog Wraith, which of course you can go into your inventory, read up those 2 lovely spell tomes, and then pop those things into the world, because hey, who wouldn't want their very own Corpse Fetcher? Oh yes, I don't have enough magicka because those are, whoops, wrong button. Let's go God mode here real quick. Lovely, there we go. They are higher end conjuration spells, so they are gonna take a fair amount of magicka to cast, but we do have this Dragon Priest Corpse Fetcher here. And of course also a Dog Wraith that you could spawn as well, who I think is my favorite, because I mean, come on. It's a ghost dog, and that's just fun. It's a ghost dog. But just to take a quick look specifically at the spells, you can see there the Conjure Corpse Fetcher will conjure the Fetcher Queen for 60 seconds and cost you 264 magicka per second there. It's pretty crazy. And the Dog Wraith, a little bit easier there, a Dog Wraith for 60 seconds, and it'll only cost you 94 magicka, so only a novice level there. Actually, in fact, both of them are novice, but this one's just going to take you, a heck of a lot of magicka to do, but that Corpse Fetcher is pretty neat. Now, let's pop those spells back down and continue on with the tour of this place and head straight on from the creepy spire, where you can see we have a number of these cages in the wall. They don't really do anything, but, you know, they are there, and it makes you wonder, a place full of necromancers, I don't know if I want to know what goes in those cages normally, but at the end of the hall we have a T-junction, and to the left-hand side here is our lovely vendor Roth, who again, just a simple vendor, plenty of magical things. You've got yourself a blood extractor for extracting blood, a variety of various potions, ingredients, some nice spell recipes here pop on occasion, and some various other just accoutrements in the miscellaneous category.
Until
Always
next
nice,
time.
and will of course change up depending on what mod you have installed as to what will go in there. Now, on the other side is where we do enter into our personal abode, which again, very creepy. Love the entranceway here, as if we broke into someone's crypt, which I mean, we basically have the whole place as a catacombs. And yeah, it's just kind of a cool looking place. We have an odd salmon we can harvest here sitting in this water. We've got ourselves a barrel, some shelving, our lovely alchemist lab there. We've got a bed next to a fireplace with some cool aesthetic glowing mushrooms back there that you can't interact with. We have a large chest, we have our enchanter table here, and a broken throne we sadly can't use, and then just a little stand there. I really wish there were a few more things in here, like for instance, the throne would be kind of cool to have. I mean, come on, it's your own personal Necromancer's Lair, why not have your own evil foreboding throne? That would be pretty cool. We also then do have this weird, creepy water feature, which seems to have a slaughterfish in it that you can't actually harvest or anything. But he is there, tiny little guy as he is. And just overall, the whole place has a very cool, dark necromancer aesthetic that if I actually do turn off my lantern here, is very dark. Very dark. And you can see the just ominous red glow of that even better without my lantern on. It's just got that nice aesthetic to the whole place that if you are making a necromancer build in the game, this is really a perfect home. And with its quite central location, it's just overall a pretty decent player home to have. So if you would like to have a look at this mod for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, again, especially if you are RPing a fun necromancer, you can take a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is gonna be it for this episode today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed and you do come back for the next one. Hopefully we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.